Welcome to Dorkduo. We are the Dorks. I am Adam, and this is Steve. And this week we are talking Nintendo Switch, Deadpool 2, and other nerdy news. And of course, we are going to have to start with the Nintendo Switch because it's out. And that's great. And there's tons of issues with it, and we want to talk about it and make fun of it a little bit.
Yay! It's every boy's dream come true.
Okay, so the Nintendo Switch is out, and that's great. But there's a lot of issues. I have a little list here, like an article that lists many of the issues. So there is a blue and orange screen of death, which just means that your thing is a brick and it doesn't work. There is there's a flickering that can sometimes happen with the screen. There is the left Joy-Con controller that likes to get disconnected, like right in the middle of like any action you're doing. So like that action will continue for a couple seconds until it gets reconnected, which is a huge problem.
I mean,
Obviously,
it might not be in game, but the idea that that can be an issue is definitely real.
I mean, yeah, in some games it's not going to matter, but in other games it's going to be a really big deal, you know? Like games that require a lot of motion controls, that's going to be a problem. Games that don't, it's not a big problem. Um oh, and the other thing, and this is actually the one that bothers me the most, weirdly, the charging port doesn't have a lot of padding, so it's really easy to scratch the inside of the port when you like try to plug it in. Like if you're off just a little bit, you can scratch it really easily, and that builds up really fast. And so like, after just like, I don't know, a week, a month, maybe a couple of months of use, your thing can stop charging because it gets so scratched up, which is a serious issue. And I don't know how they can possibly fix that unless they just make unless they just make like a Nintendo Switch 2.0 that, has more padding in there. And I feel bad for this system.
Yeah, I
I,
mean,
I really, oh, that's a lot of issues. And it's common for any new system to have issues at launch. It's not a big deal most of the time. The Xbox One did, the PlayStation 4 did, the PlayStation 2 did. Literally, just
well,
pick a system.
okay,
Every system.
let's be a little more clear about that. It is an issue. It's a big issue, but it's not an uncommon issue, is what we're trying to say. I don't want to
Yeah,
have to like,
yeah.
to diminish the importance of the functioning controllers.
Yes. No, yeah, you're right. That it's definitely a problem. Like, but it's not a problem that, only Nintendo has. It's not like, oh, there goes Nintendo fucking up again. It's like, no, this is relatively common across the board on platforms. The main issue that we have with the Switch right now is that many of the issues seem to be stemming from the hardware, and the hardware can't be updated. You can't fix hardware. Like, you can fix software, if it was, but if you can just add an update or whatever, and then okay, there you go. But you can't, add more padding in after the fact into the charging cord thing. It just
That
doesn't work like that.
that kind of reminds me of that internet prank going around for when the iPhone 6 was brand new. It said with the latest iPhone update, you can actually charge your phone by microwaving it.
Yeah, I
Brought
remember that
that just
actually.
brought that to mind. Sorry, go on with your thing there.
I kind of lost my train of thought a little bit, but
Sorry.
no, it's okay.
Yes, issues with the
The
Switch
hardware,
hardware.
the hardware, the issues seem to be mostly with the hardware, which is not something you can fix, and that's the biggest problem. And I don't know how they can fix that unless they just make a new system or make like an updated
Yeah,
system.
time to make the sequel to this system too. It blew it
Yeah,
on the day
Jesus
one.
Christ! It only just started, but we're just done. It's just over, everybody.
Salty Earth has never happened.
It's
Well, I
time
mean,
for the
okay. So I hear what you're saying before. I do feel really bad for these guys, for the system in particular, because after the Wii U, which was a perfectly valid system, mind, after the Wii U's, after the PS4 and the Xbox One kind of turned up their noses at the Wii U, Nintendo was supposed to be able to come back with the Switch, and it was supposed to be like the big brother and teach people a lesson G.I. Joe style about how not being a shithead. But as soon as this guy's first day performance, he basically vomited on the front row. It's like you're not putting your best foot forward, guys. I mean,
hmm
it's a shame. that it didn't work for you, but this was supposed to be your saving grace, and you're blowing it out of the gate.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no, I agree. And it's a problem. It's not a like, game breaking, like this is the worst thing that could have happened problem, but it's a problem.
Yeah, it's not
And
insurmountable, I suppose.
I really hope that there can be some kind of a workaround with these issues. And I really hope that these workarounds can, get figured out before I finally have enough money to buy the damn thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Because as hard as it is to believe, Nintendo did not send us review copies, so we actually do have to go out and buy them. Unfortunately.
Which I mean, it's not too expensive. It's only what, 300?
Yeah.
Which, that's not too
And
bad.
apparently it shows because it's made out of spit and monkey glass.
I know, right? Oh man. And there's one other thing about the Nintendo Switch which I wanted to mention because it's hilarious to me. The what's the word? The cartridges. That's the word. The cartridges don't taste very good.
That's a shame.
The cartridges have a bitter solvent on them that is supposed to discourage people eating them, or ideally babies or dogs or what have you. Not
or
like
stupids.
okay. Or stupids. No, stupids wouldn't care, Steve.
That's
Stupids,
probably right.
We're talking about like like the hardcore Nintendo fanboys that are just like, I need the Nintendo inside me. Like,
Oh, Zelda, let me be one with you.
oh my god. Zelda is my waifu.
Zelda's nobody's waifu.
Okay.
Although new Zelda, like Skyward Sword Zelda and Breath of the Wild Zelda, is adorable. So,
Dude, Skyward Sword Zelda was so freaking cute. Skyward Sword Zelda made that game like worth it to me because you kind of get to see her sporadically throughout the game, but every time you do, I'm just like, oh, there she is. Oh, she's so cute. Oh, let me come and save you. Let me come and save. I never could. I never could come and save her. She was always like right over on like the other side of some like huge cavern or something, but.
boy, what a disgrace, Adam.
I'm sorry. She was adorable in that game. I really like Skyward Sword just because of her and the relationship that she and Link had, like where they actually seemed like friends instead of just like you have to come and save me.
Oh,
Okay.
fine.
like
What's in it for me, princess? Literally nothing. Oh, okay.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Oh, you proud of that, Adam?
I am, Steve.
Okay.
Wow, I got really distracted there, but what were we talking about? Oh yeah,
the tasty cartridges.
Yeah, the Switch cartridges, they taste better. I find this hilarious. I
As
think
do
this
I.
this is such a Nintendo thing to do, and I love it. I think it's great. I think it actually it makes sense, but in such a way that I'm just like, that's so dumb, but it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I love
I
it.
mean,
It's
okay,
great.
props to Nintendo for thinking up an issue I honestly would not even have considered if I were making these things. Because, yeah, children and animals and morons would put them in their mouths. And, you don't want them to do that, obviously. Games are for playing, not for choking, like Play-Doh. But, it's weird because by telling people they taste bad, don't eat them, people are intentionally eating them because they taste bad. I've seen all
Yep.
sorts of videos of people putting them in their mouths after they found out they taste bad, just for the satisfaction of knowing that yes, they do indeed taste bad. And it's like no one would have thought to put no one grown sensible person would have thought to themselves, I'm going to put this in my mouth until you told them it tastes like something you don't want in your mouth.
No, I agree. You're right.
Like, they've
I can't
unintentionally
dispute that.
created their own problem. I mean, it's not really a problem, because I'm sure nobody's actually going to choke on them. But
Probably not, no.
it's bizarre. It's baffling
bizarre.
and flabbergasting that they've created and solved an issue at the same time.
Yep.
Nintendo, everybody.
Okay.
Nintendo.
Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about other video game news, and that is that Overwatch is getting a new character by the name of Orisa. And I have to be honest, I didn't really think much of this
Well, I
character
think she's already
at
out. I don't remember anymore.
no, not technically. She's only out in like a in on PC, and only like in a certain game mode where you get to like test it out,
Oh,
basically.
okay. I don't play
Yeah.
anymore, so I'm not really up to date
Yeah,
on.
she's not out yet, but she should be out within like a week or two. Anyway, so I have to be honest, I didn't think much of the character. I thought I thought the character design was kind of okay, nothing, nothing, jaw dropping. I was kind of disappointed
What,
that
you
it
didn't like
wasn't
robot
Doom.
centaurs?
Yeah. I was kind of disappointed it wasn't Doomfist. And as at first when I was reading all of these abilities, I was just like, okay, like she gets to, plant a shield on the ground, fine. She gets to, have a gravity bomb, okay, I guess. She gets this, fortify ability. That sounds interesting. Wait, what does that fortify ability do? Oh shit! Yeah, this fortify ability is crazy. It's like game breaking. It's, oh my god. Okay, so fortify, at any time you can just like, press a button and then you activate this ability. And for like a good 5 seconds or so, about as long as May's ultimate lasts, you not only take less damage, but like significantly less damage, but you are now impervious to enemy abilities. So Reinhardt's charging you, activate Fortify, and then he just crashes against you like waves upon a rock. Oh, Sombra's giving you a hard time. Just use Fortify. Now she can't hack you, and you can just fuck her whole day up because Sombra sucks. Oh, you Roadhog is just coming in and taking all your teammates out one by one by hooking them all. Just activate Fortify, and his hook is just gonna bounce off of you, like some
Basically,
other
yeah.
metaphor that I can't think of off the top of my head.
Is Junkrat being an issue? What with all his bouncies and traps and such? Just activate Fortify, and literally none of them do anything.
Yeah, like fucking shit. Like this is such a crazy. Oh, and you can still move. You can still move while this is
Yeah.
activated. You can
See
still use
how
your
see
gun.
how I thought this worked is I don't know if you remember this, but you probably wouldn't actually. But for everybody else,
No.
Halo shit. I don't know. Whatever the middle one was between 4 and ODST, whatever that one was called. They had the abilities that you could slot in and out for your character, and one of them was a shield you could use where it covered your body, but it didn't like spread like the bubble shield. It was just around you. You couldn't move while you were doing it, but you were 100% invulnerable while you did it, and anything that hit you would explode. That's kind
That's
of what I
awesome.
thought it was going to be. Something like, okay, so if like she sees something coming at her, or like,
Yeah, you can just
yeah,
kind of lock
you can
in
just
and yeah.
guard up, and then it won't hurt you. Like if you see the Reinhardt coming, you can just go, okay, haha, I saw you coming, bitch, and then throw up your wall, and then he bounces off of you. I was like, okay, I could see how situationally that'd be good, but no, you can shoot and move while you do it,
Yep. Yep.
and there's I can't think of a single downside. Like I mean, I understand that not every ability has to have like a drawback, like because they're supposed to be
Yeah.
helping you, but like something that blocks everything should have some sort of negative Reaper. Like even Reaper's like ghost mode thing makes you faster and invincible, but you can't shoot while you do it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, everything should have something. I guess the only thing that they could do to really like switch this up would be, I would think, to just make it so you like move slower, or maybe it just lasts less time. Like instead of 5 seconds, it's 3 seconds, or it could be like a Zarya thing where it lasts like a second, and it lasts
Oh
like
yeah,
two
Fortify
seconds.
gets you out of
It la-
Zarya's gravity thing too.
it lasts. Yeah. Oh yeah, like Zarya. I hate Zarya's stupid shield ability. I hate it. It's just like, oh, activate my ability. Now I have enough time to shit myself. Like, god damn it. I can't do fucking anything. I suck as Zarya.
Yeah, me
I
too.
am not a pro. I am not. I suck. I'm terrible. Okay. But yeah, this character's, and her ultimate. is like this little like thing that you throw on the ground, kind of like Symmetra's teleporter. And it just like buffs everyone around you, so their damage gets a lot
It's
better.
basically, you know that the blue laser thing that Bercy shoots that juices people? It's that,
Yeah,
but for
yeah,
everybody, not
but
just
it's
one
for
person.
everybody around you.
Oh,
I'm not
actually,
sure if it applies to you. I don't
I
remember.
think it actually does. But
It
one
does.
thing
Okay.
that I actually just thought of now: what if you were this character and you had a Mercy using her beam thingy on you while you were powered up
Dude.
from Anna while you had the drum going? Is that just like it?
And you were Reaper.
Does that just kill everybody in one shot, or are these
Imagine
not
it.
layerable? Like, I mean, where's the line?
That's actually a good idea. I hadn't even thought of
Oh,
that. Yeah,
oh,
what about?
okay. Actually, you know what? In
Oh,
addition to that, you
what
have to be
if I
Torbjorn, and you have to use Torbjorn's overheat ability thing.
Oh, and I have one more. You have to be Anna has to hit you with
I said that already.
nano boost. Oh, you did say
Yeah,
that? Oh, I forgot about that. Okay. So you're nano boosted, Mercy is boosting
you
you,
have the drum thing going,
Orisa's drum is going,
and your Torbjorn in his extra damage mode.
your ultimate is activated because you're Torbjorn. Is there anything we're missing?
Lucio could be healing you or speeding you up, I guess, while you're doing it.
Yeah, sure.
Why
Why
not?
the fuck
Why not?
not?
Why not? Oh, and you can have the Orban, the from.
Oh yeah,
I think we've now touched on too
Zenyatta.
many characters for this to actually be possible, but
Still
still, like it's yeah, this could be a thing.
amazing.
That would be
Amazing. I love
amazing.
it. Okay.
Anyway,
So unless you have anything else to say about this, I like this character. I like this ability. I'm curious to see if it is as game breaking as it seems because like Sombra seemed game breaking when we first heard about her, but then she wasn't.
yeah, exactly.
So it's like I want to know if
But the
this is
difference there
actually
being is that Sombra is squishy and small and sad, whereas this is a tank with 600
that's
health
true.
on its own, in addition to all the
Yeah,
other things it can do.
that that is the problem with Sombra is that she's so weak. You can like destroy her in like just a few hits. And also her gun sucks. Like it's
Yeah, it
awful.
does.
Her gun is so bad. I once got the drop on like a tracer and she wasn't even like blinking around or anything and I couldn't fucking kill her. Like I couldn't do it. Like my gun is just fucking shit. Yeah,
That's why
sorry.
everyone
Just
has to play as McCree, throw the smoke bombs, and then just fan the hammer. Everyone fan the hammer.
I hate McCree.
I
God.
love McCree. His belt says Bamf.
It does say
Bad
that.
at making friends.
Oh my god, Steve. Okay, we're gonna move on to other video game news. Our last bit of the video game news. So Hello Games.
You remember
If you
those
don't remember
guys,
them,
right?
yeah. If you don't remember, it's okay. They're the guys who made No Man's Sky. I'm pretty sure you remember that.
Yeah.
They have announced Hello Labs, which is a new initiative on their part to support other indie studios who use procedural generation to make games or quote are experimentally focused. Um okay, so I have a couple of comments about this one. First of all, Hello Games, maybe you should focus on fixing the game that's already come out. And they did say that they were making an update to their game, to No Man's Sky. Like they were working on it like right now, another update. Maybe you should like focus on that before you try to start throwing your weight around and start paying for other people's shit. Okay? So, first of all, you should just focus on making your own shit first. Second, I feel like if I were an indie studio, or, well, if by indie studio you mean one neckbeard sitting on his, like, laptop in his parents' basement trying to make a procedurally generated game, which means that I don't have to do any work because it just does itself. Uh,
I don't think that's accurate.
it's not. I'm being way too critical. But any time No Man's Sky is mentioned, I get really mad and bitter. So
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm being a little too harsh. But anyway, if I were an indie game guy and I was trying to make a game, I don't know if I would really want to be associated with Hello Games right now. I mean, their name is still in the fucking shitter. Until they can get No Man's Sky working to like, I don't know, maybe like a quarter of what they promised it was going to be working like. Um I don't really want to be associated with them, even if they're going to give me free money. Personally.
Okay.
Personally.
Now, I see where you're coming from, but I don't agree
Okay.
because okay, well, yes, the fact that it's Hello Games and the fact that they're kind of throwing this weight around does give it the air of like let me show you how it's done kind of thing. But
Yeah.
I I don't agree from the perspective of the indie developer because just by having some, as long as they don't exert any sort of control over the creative product and they're just funding it, then it shouldn't be an issue. If they try to take control of a project because they say, well, I'm producing this, so you'll do it the way we like it, how EA operates, that's an issue.
Mm.
Secondly, the fact that it's Hello Games doesn't necessarily mean bad, because I'm sure you're familiar with Steam Greenlight. Steam Greenlight is the cesspool of scum and villainy. But that doesn't mean good things can't come out of it. Just because it's Greenlight
Yeah.
does not
Yeah.
inherently mean it's bad. Just like a game that's being backed by Hello Games doesn't inherently mean that it's dog shit full of empty promises.
No. See, you're right. I'm not saying that that any game that they back is going to be bad. What I'm saying is that any game that they back is going to face much more
No, but
scrutiny
that's what I'm
than it
saying.
would
See,
otherwise.
just because it's backed by them, people shouldn't think that it's automatically bad, because again, things on Greenlight are not automatically bad, even though people tend to think they are, but they shouldn't. So it's an unavoidable comparison, yes, and people inevitably will see the tag and go, okay, well, never mind. Unless, of course, they like don't ask for credit on the box or something,
Yeah.
not the
Yeah.
box, the digital copy or whatever. Like if they're not
Whatever.
required to say that they had something to do with the funding, maybe they just I don't know how it's going to work. I imagine they get
Yeah.
credit
Neither do I.
somehow,
I see what.
but
I hear what you're
yeah,
saying. Yeah.
as long as they're not like a primary, so it's not published under their label, I guess is the important part. As long as it's not published under their label, it should avoid most of the scrutiny that it should get from being backed by them. I don't think that's going to be an issue, unless of course they pull an EA and demand that everything be under their banner.
Yeah, I think that you're probably right to a degree. I somewhat agree with you there that you're right that we shouldn't, you know, view this we as reviewers slash just gamers
Consumers.
should consumers. That's a good word. Yeah. We shouldn't judge this game because it's a Hello Games thing. We should judge this game as its own game that is just happens to be backed by Hello Games. You're right. That's what we should do. That's not what I'm going to do, and that's not what anyone's going to do.
Oh, okay. Well,
Or
I agree with that. That it's unavoidable, but it shouldn't be
yeah, I mean
in
you're
an
right, but
ideal situation.
it's never gonna happen, and I don't know. I, I guess I agree with you in principle, but at the same time, it's like, how can you not, make the connections? How can you not, if you know that Hello Games backed such and such game, how can you not view it in a certain light, in a different light than you would otherwise?
No,
You know
you're
what I
absolutely
mean?
right.
Like I just don't see how I can separate Hello Games from whatever game we're talking, this theoretical game.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, I'm not saying that I wouldn't give the game a chance, and I'm not saying theoretically, if I actually wanted it, because I'm really really picky about games because I have no money. But I'm not saying I wouldn't give the game a chance. I'm just saying that if I did give it a chance, it's still, in the back of my mind, I'd be thinking like, oh yeah, Hello Games was involved here. I'm probably gonna be a little bit more picky about this than I would otherwise. I can't do that. I can't just completely separate that from my thought process.
Well, I totally
So
get where you're coming from, because, like we were talking about earlier, but not on the show, I will never be able to differentiate Jared Leto from the Joker ever again. And that's a
yeah,
shame
it's
and a
just it's
disservice
just
to
like
Jared
that.
Leto, because I'm sure he's a perfectly wonderful actor. I've never seen him in literally anything else, but I'm sure he is. And it's a shame that he got paired with such a subpar performance as the Joker, because that's going to be his namesake in my heart forever.
That's a great example where it's like like a certain actor or a certain or certain, what's the word I'm looking for, a director maybe, if you
Mel Gibson.
associate, yes, actually, if you associate this person or this company with something, anything they make from that point on, you're going to think about it. It's going to be in the back of your mind. It's not going to just go away because in principle you should view everything on its own merits. Like, it just doesn't work that way. That's just not how life is.
Mm-hmm. It's called the
And
butthurt principle.
well, I wasn't even a fan of No Man's Sky. I wasn't even excited for No Man's Sky, and I'm still butthurt about it.
Me too, kind of. I mean, I didn't give a
bullshit.
I didn't give a single solitary fuck about No Man's Sky, but I was
Me
absolutely
too.
on board with the people who were upset about it.
Like, that's how I feel. Like I didn't give a shit about No Man's Sky. I was mildly intrigued by it. I was kind of like, huh, that sounds interesting.
What a world where such a thing exists.
You know, I'll look more into that when it comes out. And then it came out, and it was just this giant fucking shitstorm. And, like, I was just kind of like, wow, this is fucking bullshit. Like, I don't even care, and I still care about this. like, what the fuck? Like, how do you do that? How do you, like, you promise all of these things, and then you literally don't do, like, any of them? Like, you know, it's like, oh, yeah, you know, players can interact in the world. No, they fucking can't. Oh, yeah, you get to participate in space battles. No, you fucking can't. Like, there's just so, you know, oh, yeah, all, you know, everything, you know, every planet has gravity. There's, you know, there's geometry to the entire universe, and different planets have different ecosystems based on how close they are to the sun. No, none of that is fucking true. It's all bullshit. We just fucking lied. Like
No, they didn't lie. They Peter Molyneuxed. It's totally different.
I don't understand how that can be okay. Like, to me, the whole No Man's Sky debacle, all it is to me is just blatant false advertising. That's what it is. Like, you promise something and then you don't deliver that something. And people paid you money expecting something and you didn't give it to them. End of discussion. You know, and I don't care. It's like, oh, well, they're just an indie developer. They bit off more than they can chew. Blah, blah, blah. You know, so, you know, they got in a deal with Sony, and Sony started breathing down their back, and they wanted the game as quickly as they could. Blah, blah. None of it matters. None of it matters. The point, the crucial thing for me is you promised something, people paid for it, and you didn't give it to them. End of discussion. Like that's it. It's not okay, and you cannot tell me that it is okay. No.
How about that Mighty Number 9, though, right?
See, that's a little bit different in that it's not that you promised something you didn't deliver, it's that you promised something and it fucking sucked. Like, it was just bad. That's different, and that's, like, not good, but it's okay. Like, it's not like I'm, like, super, like, mad about it. I didn't care about Mighty Number 9, and I still don't care about Mighty Number 9. Like, you know, when that game crashed and burned at launch, I was just like, okay, like, that's fine with me. Whatever.
Don't fly too close to the sun next time, moron.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's move on. I don't want to talk about this
Adam's
forever.
angry, characteristically angry rant.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. I'm fine. Okay, so we're gonna move on to we're gonna move away from video game news, and we're gonna get into movie news. And we were gonna do this first, but we decided that we wanted to talk about the Nintendo Switch because we thought that was the biggest thing to talk about right now. So we normally do trailers first, but now we're not.
So get over it.
God. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 had a trailer. It was pretty good. It wasn't anything like the biggest mind-blowing thing was that you got to see Star-Lord's dad. His name is, I don't know if you remember this, Steve, but his name is Ego.
I did remember that, yes.
You did? Okay, it's Ego the Living Planet. I still don't know how he can be a living planet and also a person.
He didn't really look like a planet, though.
Like,
he looked like a man. He looked like Ego the Living Man. Which is not as special.
Explain it. Like, I'm not worried about it. Like, you know, oh man, we forgot. You know, planet isn't a man. There's a huge difference. We fucked this up. Like, I'm not worried about that. I'm sure that they'll explain it well enough. But I gotta be honest. This trailer didn't do a lot for me. Like, it was fine. It was just fine. And I feel like we've gotten a few too many trailers for Guardians of the Galaxy at this point. Like, I don't want any more. I'm done. Like stop now. You already hyped me after like the first two trailers. Like, I was fucking ready to go at that point. You don't need to do it anymore. And I'm afraid that if they keep doing more, they're going to start spoiling things, and I don't want them to do that.
Well, I'm more concerned about them giving all the good jokes away.
That's another thing. Yeah, that some of the jokes in this trailer were kind of weak. I can't remember the specifics, but there was like a few of them that I was just like, that wasn't very funny. That was just kind of awkward. Like, like,
Probably anything with involving Groot, because Groot is like the world's most overrated character right now.
Yeah, I really liked Groot.
Everybody chill out with Groot, huh?
I really liked Groot. I thought Groot was cool. I thought he was badass. I liked Groot. I thought he was adorable in kind of like this big lumbering iron giant kind of a thing. Which ironically voiced by the same actor. But,
oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Boy, he found himself a comfort zone, didn't he?
Yeah, he really did. But yeah, I still don't like Baby Groot. I don't like Baby Groot. I feel like Baby Groot. It's funny because actually this ties into a news story from a while back that we never talked about. But James Gunn, the director of this movie and the first one, went on the record saying that the whole Baby Groot thing, people were accusing him of doing it just to sell toys. And he went on the record and said, no, that's absolutely not true. I had the idea to have Baby Groot in this movie way before I had talked to Disney about making toys or anything like that. Like absolutely not true. Like,
what is this, the 80s, where you can just make a TV show specifically to sell toys? No way, man.
No way. And I guess I'm like, oh, okay, so it's just stupid then.
Yeah. Oh, so you don't have an excuse. It's just dumb. Good. Solid defense.
So many people are so like, oh my god, Baby Groot, oh my god, Groot, he looks so cute, and then you hear that,
lol.
I am Groot, and it's like, ha 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 ha, like, fucking kill me, like please.
Rafflecopter goes,
God.
I am Groot.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I just feel like it's kind of dumb. And I feel bad saying that because I loved the original Guardians of the Galaxy, and I don't want to say that anything related to Guardians of the Galaxy is dumb, but Baby Groot is dumb. I don't like it.
Baby Groot is dumb. Baby Groot was a joke that got old in the trailer, and I can't wait to sit through a movie with him.
I liked Baby Groot at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy. I
yeah,
thought that
was
fine.
Lovely. I would have preferred he just grew up and became Groot, though. Actually, hang on a minute. That's actually bullshit, because his arms got chopped off in the movies, but they grew back right away.
Yep.
So how come he can't just grow up all the way?
I don't fucking know. I have no fucking idea why he's not, like, at least, like, I don't know, child size, instead of like, instead of like 3 inches tall, you'd think he could at least be like, I don't know, a couple meters tall. Like, anything. God, I am really quite annoyed by Baby Groot. I don't understand why he's still small when he should be able to get bigger. I mean, shit, even in one of the trailers, I don't remember which one, where you saw him yelling, he's like, rah!
Mm-hmm.
And then like you see him like, like throwing dudes around, and his like, his arm like grows to like, be like several feet long, and he's throwing dudes back and forth. Oh, okay, so he can just grow at will. So why doesn't he just get fucking taller?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. He can grow and shrink those limbs.
Yeah, I really, really don't get it. I just don't understand.
You know what it is? He's just being a spoil sport, that's all it is.
No, he just likes the attention. That's it. That's all it is. He likes that all the girls are like, oh, he's so cute. Like he just wants that love. He wants the cuddles,
From what, the green chick or the cyborg?
Nah, man. You know what? No, I figured it out. Baby Groot is a fucking whore. That's it. We figured it out, Steve. That's why he's still a baby.
You've cracked the code, Adam.
He's a fucking whore. He's a whore, and he just wants love, and he wants everyone to cuddle him and say how cute he is, and to just lose their shit about how like small he is. He he can get back to normal size at any time, but he doesn't want
I
to.
guess that makes me Baby Groot then. All right. Well, great. Guardians of the Galaxy trailer number 3.
Three.
I actually thought it was just fine too. I mean, it was a perfectly acceptable trailer. I agree with you though. I'm concerned that they're gonna start spoiling stuff for me now that they're showing me all these things in the attempt to get me hyped for it, and I'm already hyped for it. So you can just chill out now.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just like, hey, you can calm down. I'm already like this is like one of my most anticipated movies,
Yeah, yeah. You've
like in
got
the
me. You can stop.
MCU. Like
You've built a solid foundation. You can stop building now.
you literally they literally could have just like released like a poster that just had like Star Lord's face on it, and I would have been like, "Yep, okay, I'm ready."
All this in my
Like,
face right now.
bring it on. Or like anybody, like pick any of the characters. Pick the most
Baby
mundane
Groot.
like aspect. Yeah, I guess Baby Groot. Actually, even that, I would have still been like, "Oh, okay, Baby Groot's in this." At that point, I wouldn't have known how dumb it was, so I'd have been like, "Oh, okay, I can get behind this. I'm gonna watch this."
Little did you know that Baby Groot is actually Dennis the Menace plus a whore.
Okay, so there's another trailer that came out actually literally today. Well, oh, I mean, I don't want to date this episode.
Well, we already dated it with the Switch coming out, so.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, at time of
Well,
publication, this
for
isn't going up
us,
the day we
for
record
us,
anyway, so.
For us, this Deadpool 2 trailer literally came out today, so that's cool. So Deadpool 2 had like this preview, right? And it was really funny. I really liked it. I felt like it kind of waylaid my concerns about the second movie, because I was kind of worried that I can't speak words. Words are bad. I was kind of concerned after the director left. That's like, oh, I don't know about this. Like, what's gonna happen with this franchise? But this little trailer was good. It was nice. I liked it. What did you think, Steve?
I thought it wasn't that great, and it kind of overstayed its welcome.
I actually that's fair. I it like it was funny at the beginning and it was funny at the end, but it took a little too long to get there.
Yeah,
like
I was watching, and I immediately realized when okay, I guess I can just explain this whole trailer to everybody who hasn't seen it. Basically, there's a random crime happening, and then you see Deadpool, and he goes, "Not on my watch," and then he runs into a phone booth like Superman to put his costume on to go stop the crime, but he takes forever in the phone booth because that's the realistic way that putting a costume in a phone booth would have went, and he fumbles around and gets stuck with the door, and then he arrives at the crime too late to save him. Now, I saw immediately what they were doing with this joke, and I saw the setup, and I was like, okay, he's going to go in the phone booth and it's going to mess around. And then it happened. And then it kept happening. And then it kept happening. And then he finally got to the end. And then it took 20 more minutes for him to get to the punchline of this dumb joke that wasn't even that funny.
Yeah, I do think that you could have, like, cut this whole thing in, like, half. Like, you could, like it reminds me of that saying, brevity is the soul of wit.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, okay, it's not that these jokes are bad. The jokes are funny. You're just taking too long to say them.
Right. Well,
or it's like,
I don't agree, because they didn't.
Really?
No,
okay.
not. Well, I agree that it sucked, but I don't agree with your explanation, because I view it more as the guy who says the punchline and then says the punchline again, like louder, and then taps the guy next to him and repeats the punchline again. That's what this was like, because because the joke was fine and it got to the punchline. Everybody laughed at the first punchline, but then it kept going and people laughed good-naturedly because they were like, haha, yeah, I remember that. And then he said it again and it's like, okay, stop now. You've already ruined your own joke. That's where it was at for me. It's the awkward guy at the party who lucked out with a joke and then didn't know how to properly end it.
Fair enough.
I mean, that's
I can
harsh,
understand.
but you see what I'm saying, right?
I know. I do see what you're saying, and I don't think that you're wrong. I do think you're a bit harsh. Like, I liked it more than you, clearly.
Well, what else is
new? Well, but I do see where you're coming from, and I don't think you're wrong. I just view it in a different light, where to me, it wasn't that it wasn't funny, or it wasn't that the joke, was, kept being repeated. It was just that it was just dragging. Like,
Right.
I don't know.
And also, after the phone booth thing, when he shows up too late to stop the crime, I think it would have been appropriate. The best way for him, like something to end this, would he would have been showed up because okay, there was like a robbery happening, and then basically at the end the guy
Yeah.
shoots the dude, and he just arrives too late to find the guy already dead.
And then he
I
starts like eating
Yeah,
his
I think the
groceries.
best
Yeah.
way to end that would have been like him walk over there and be like, shit, and then that would have been the end. But no, they had to spend like 30 minutes of him going, ah, oh, dang, should have made it quicker. Ah, oh, bummer, should have been faster. Well, this costume was hard to put on. Drat, should have been there quicker. Balls. Oh man, are you gonna eat that ice cream? Let me just lay across your chest. And it's like, okay, you made your point, Deadpool, but you can stop. We get it. You're a very funny man. Please let us go home.
See, I am actually kind of in the middle ground between what we got and what you're saying, where it's just like, ah, shit, and then that's it. Like, yeah, like to me, it would have if they just made it faster, more zippy, where it was just kind of like, ah, shit, you know what the real question is why there's a phone booth over there, blah blah blah, all right, that's about it. Like, if it literally like half the time, like he could ramble just a little bit less.
I didn't actually
like,
even mind the thing where he laid down on the dead dude and was going through his groceries. That was okay.
Neither did I.
But
no,
there was too much in the middle there. Also, that bit with the Stan Lee bit, that was fun. But
I love the Stan.
That was the high point.
Dude, the Stan Lee bit, it literally made me laugh out loud. Like, he's like, nice costume, shut up, Stan Lee. And then he's running and the music is going. Like, I really enjoyed that. That was good. And that's a good example of a good joke. It's quick, it's fast, it's zippy, and then you move on. And like, you don't, like, if they had spent another extra fucking minute with Deadpool just making fun of Stan Lee, it would have not been funny anymore. It would have just been like, okay, like let's go here.
Yeah. For the record, This doesn't make me feel bad about the movie, because I'm sure the movie would be more competently paced than this little bit of, I don't even want to call it trailer. I guess proof of concept.
It's a preview.
Or whatever.
It's a preview.
Okay, preview. Thank you. Fine. That. I imagine, unless this was actually cut from the movie, in which case that's a bummer. But
I hope that's
not
true.
But I feel like the movie will be better. I feel like this was just a little bit upsettingly planned, I guess, for lack of a better explanation.
Yeah, no, I respect that, and I agree with you mostly that it wasn't the best planned, but at the same time, I'm not worried about the movie. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm good. So do you want to say anything else about this, or do you want to move on?
I mean, I think that's pretty much all we need.
Okay. So in other X-Men related news, the X-Men films will, quote, be moving beyond the Xavier Magneto relationship. To which I reply, yeah, that sounds okay. Like, we've had so many movies about Xavier and Magneto and their relationship, and, okay, we get it. It's a Malcolm X / Martin Luther King metaphor. I fucking know. like, I got it the first time. Like, God. I mean, seriously, we have had the original X-Men, X-Men 2, X-Men 3, all of these, like, spent a lot of time focusing on their relationship exclusively. I mean, not exclusively, but mostly. So those three, we had Days of Future Past. Oh, we had First Class. We had X-Men Apocalypse. So, like, those both trilogies basically focused mainly on these two guys' relationship. Yeah, I think we can safely say that it's time for us to, explore different aspects of the X-Men universe. Yes, please.
I mean, I like how they're real life best friends. I think that's kind of funny. But
you're talking about, I like that too. That's adorable. They are adorable old men.
They are,
and I love
that.
Are. Yeah.
But I didn't really realize that so many of these movies. I mean, I guess I did consciously, but not in the back of my brain I didn't realize that they were all. Or no, reverse that. In the back of my brain I must have, but consciously what the hell am I talking about?
You go. Whatever.
The point is, I didn't really realize that they were so focused on Magneto and Xavier until, you just put them back to back there, and it's like, okay, I get the first one was, okay, I guess the second one was okay, well, I guess, all right, Shit, they all were. Yeah, to
Yeah, they
some
all
degree or
were.
another.
Like they're all about these two
Yeah.
characters. And like yeah, I know that like Wolverine is the main character, you know, and they're still action movies, but really it's about these two characters and their opposing ideologies like throughout all of these movies. 6 films
Basically,
about
yeah.
mostly
It's
that.
just one
Mostly.
person's team versus another guy's team, and they can all be blanketed under that.
Yes. Yes. I mean, yes, and you know, if you really want to be picky, yes, of course, each movie is a little bit different. You know, X-Men 3, oh, well, there's Phoenix, you know, that's separate from that. Oh, you know, Apocalypse, there's fucking Apocalypse, like he's not a part of that. But it's like, yeah, I guess you're right, but no, you're not because it's still a it's very much a focus, and they still talk about it, and you know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I get what you're
So
saying. It's.
And like think about it. Think about it though. What are the best X-Men movies? Deadpool. I've heard Logan is supposed to. What? Shut up. Deadpool.
Okay, I guess technically, sort of.
Come on. What is the best X-Men movie?
Uh,
Because
um.
to me the answer is Deadpool.
All
I'm
right.
just. And this is coming from someone who liked Deadpool but didn't think it was as good as people thought it was.
Well, you must really not like the X-Men movies then.
No,
If the
no. I
best one you
think
can
they're
think of is
all.
the spin-off movie that wasn't that great.
I think they're all fine.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, like and I think all of them have issues. Like each one of them. The first one is like upset. I don't want to go through all of them, but
I thought Future Past was
it
pretty
would
good.
take forever.
I liked that one.
Actually, shit. That one is probably better. That one is better than Deadpool. Okay, fine. I'll give you that one. I forgot about that one.
Yay!
That one's really good. Like really good. And like that Quicksilver scene is like pitch
hmm
perfect and
And I like
yeah,
the song
no.
choice. It's just a good time.
The song to sometimes I sing that song to myself and every time I do, I think about that scene. Every time.
That's
Like
powerful soundtracking right there, guys.
yeah, it really is. I don't want to sing it because I have a terrible singing voice and my throat kind of hurts right now, so I'm not going to do that because it would be
And because you
embarrassing
probably
for
don't know all the
every.
words.
No, I don't. I don't know all the words to like any song.
How about Happy Birthday?
Okay, screw
There
you.
you go.
Okay, we're moving on. So this is our last bit of news. Okay, so I want to talk about this for one reason, and you could probably guess why. Bumblebee, the Transformers spin-off that no one gives a shit
Yeah,
about,
that nobody asked
it,
for, but here it is.
is going to be directed by Travis Knight, who is the director and I should say this. He's the director of Kubo and the Two Strings, and he is the president of Laika, which is the company that made Kubo and the Two Strings. Yeah, that sounds kind of awesome actually, because I know you haven't seen it, but Kubo and the Two Strings is a absolutely fantastic movie. I love that film. It's really, really well done, and I mostly just because I love stop motion. And this guy is like a stop motion like fanatic. He literally created a company so that more stop motion films would be made. Like that was like the main reason. And now he's going to be directing this Bumblebee spinoff, which is going to be. I told this to Steve earlier. This is going to be a big live action CGI fuckfest. And that seems like an interesting choice to pick a basically stop motion director, like exclusively.
Oh,
Like he's only
oh, wait a
directing
minute,
that.
wait a minute. This is perfect. This is a chance to get away. Because
To
no,
get
no.
away.
This is a spin-off, which means it's less likely to be tied to the main nonsense. And Michael Bay isn't directing, so it has a chance to have depth. So on accident, this spin-off might actually be a decent movie.
It could happen.
Probably
it could happen,
not,
Steve.
but it could.
Probably not.
It's not written off yet, I guess.
Anything could happen at this point. I mean, when you hire a director like this who, makes these like beautiful works of art, amazing films, to make a fucking Transformers spinoff, it's like I gotta say, it intrigues me. It's just like, what is your plan for this movie? Like where were you going with this? Like, what the is this gonna be like the Deadpool of the X-Men, or the Deadpool of like the Transformers franchise? Like, it's gonna be like the one, like that one that everybody loves, and it's just like, oh man, did you have you seen Bumblebee yet? No, I heard it was amazing. Oh my god, I loved it when the stop motion dragon showed up.
Yeah, right.
What are they? What?
I want it to be like old stop motion too, like the ones from like that the Rudolph movie.
Oh
I want it
God.
to be like that, but with Transformers, but with like a huge budget.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I am intrigued by this. I think I might. I never saw Transformers 4.
I
never
don't know
saw
which
it.
the last one I saw was. I think I saw the one with the other Prime that wanted to be evil. Spoiler alert! Who was voiced by Ron Perlman, I think.
That would be.
No, it wasn't Ron Perlman. Who?
Revenge of. I don't know. It was Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah, whatever.
That
With
was
the bad guy Prime.
Which is the worst one, by the way.
Okay, well,
but
that's when they cut what's her face from the story, isn't it? And they replaced her with that English chick.
No, that's the third one.
Yeah.
They're all blending together now. I don't even know anymore. It doesn't. Why are we even talking
something
about
a pair of glasses and then the Tesseract, and then there was like a tomb in the desert with Optimus Prime or something, and who gives a shit?
None of this fucking matters. Like, I think we can both agree that the Transformers films are fucking awful. Can we agree on that?
Basically.
Are we on board on this? So I'm still not excited for a Bumblebee spin-off film.
Because it stands for everything I stand against, but it's not inherently awful as the rest of them probably would have been. Whatever.
I like the director, and maybe I'll actually watch this one, depending on what the reviews say. But this is an interesting choice, so maybe it'll go in a good direction. Who knows? Really, I don't know. I'm willing to maybe theoretically give it a chance.
Tentatively, perhaps a bit, sort of one, kind of.
Okay, so and that is it. That is all of our news. And we are now going to move into humble opinions, but you don't have one.
I don't have one, no.
You don't
I had
one.
one geared up from like 4 weeks ago, and I have totally forgotten what it was, so I'm just not going to do it.
Fair enough. Yeah. I have one. I read it. It was a book. It's a Star Wars book. It's Star Wars. Shut up. It's Star Wars: A New Dawn. And I will confess that I read it like a couple of weeks ago, so not all of the details will be 100% there, but I remember the gist of it.
I'm guessing there were Jedis at one point or another. Start with that.
Yes, actually, for once you're right. Yeah, yes. Well, because that's not always true in my Star Wars novels. A lot. I mean, Tarkin didn't have any Jedi in it.
Well, that was that. Yeah, I do count Darth Sidious as a
Darth Vader or Darth Sidious. Either of them. Neither of them are Jedi anymore.
I mean, technically,
whatever.
But I'm counting a Jedi as anybody who uses the Force and a lightsaber.
Okay, that's not even kind of true, but
okay. Then what's the defining feature of a Jedi then? What differentiates them from a Sith Lord?
Okay,
besides they don't shoot lightning.
They exclusively use the light side of the Force, and they are part of a mystical order that like you can be a Force user and not a Jedi.
No.
Jedi,
they have to have the Force and use a lightsaber.
The Jedi.
For example,
the Jedi
Grievous Grievous is not a Jedi because he doesn't have the Force. And what's his face? That dude from Rogue One who doesn't have a lightsaber is not a Jedi because he doesn't have a lightsaber.
Oh my god!
But together they can use the Force and lightsabers. So a robot monk from the future.
No, wait. The guy from Rogue One, whose name is Chirrut, I think.
Whatever. Churro sucks because he was dog shit, but he was the closest thing that movie had to a Jedi that wasn't Darth Vader because Darth Vader kicks ass.
But he wasn't a Jedi. He didn't use the Force.
No, but he was close.
Oh my god. This is so stupid. Okay, I'm going back to talk about my fucking book now. So, Star Wars: A New Dawn. Uh what this one is all about is it's basically like a prequel to Star Wars Rebels, which is the TV show that is a sequel to the Clone Wars. Um and it's all about these main two characters, really main one character, which is Hera, who is this pilot lady who is she's given like almost nothing to work with in the TV show, and oh, lo and behold, she's given almost nothing to work with in this book. I appreciate the author for trying, but like there really isn't much to her character. She's just like, imagine the most generic rebel you can imagine, and that's who she is.
I'm
Like she's
imagining
just
one of
like,
the B-roll characters from a Terminator movie. Is that about right?
okay.
One of the faceless
I mean,
drones.
sort of. Okay, so she's just like, she's this idealistic Twi'lek rebel who's like always talking
Sorry, which
about
ones
how
are
she has to.
Twi'leks again?
Twi'leks are the ones with the twin head tails.
Got it.
Like
Tentacles. Got it.
they're like, yeah, they have tentacles. They have tentacles on their head, and they're usually like blue or green or something like
Is
that.
that different from that thing that Anakin's Padawan was?
Yes, Ahsoka is a Togruta, which is similar to a Twi'lek, but not the same. It's a different species.
Okay, I'm not sure if I'm impressed or sad for you, but I'm gonna lean towards impressed because I'm feeling lenient.
Any, dude, you are aware of just how much Star Wars I've been reading and
No, I,
shit,
I, I
right?
know, I know. And
Okay,
I'm not
just
throwing
checking.
stones.
All
I
right.
didn't realize there was so much stuff that you could know about Star Wars.
You have no idea.
I guess
I'm
not.
not even that obsessed with it compared to other
I
people.
know what
Like I don't
I know what a
have every
tauntaun is.
race. Oh, wow. Impressive, Steve. I'm really proud of you. Do you know what a Celestin is?
Yeah, it's a Pokemon.
No, it's not. A Celestin is the race that. Do you remember the guy who was Lando's co-pilot, who looked
The
kind of
monkey
like a
face
pig
thing.
with a. Yeah, that one. That's a Celestin.
Okay. What is Admiral
Anyway,
Akbar?
he is a. Oh my god, you're gonna love this one. He's a Mon Calamari.
What? What?
I'm not joking either. That is the
Ooh.
official name of that race,
Ooh.
the Mon Calamari.
Weak sauce, George Lucas. Weak sauce.
Okay, this is so not really like this is gonna take me forever to get through this book because I haven't even barely talked about it.
Okay,
So
sorry.
shut
Sorry,
up.
I had more
Uh,
questions, but I guess I'll let you go.
okay, so Star Wars: A New Dawn. It's about Hera,
The Greek Pantheon. Sure, sure.
who is generic rebel pilot lady. Not a bad character, just nothing spectacular about her in any way. And Kanan, who is an awesome character. So Kanan was a Star Wars, what the fuck? A Jedi
And a
apprentice.
city in
Uh
Jerusalem.
or not apprentice, a Padawan. He was a shut up. Kanan is a Jedi Padawan who was like just starting out as like being a
I'm
Jedi
sorry,
and being
Israel,
a Pat.
not Jerusalem.
Shut up. Kanan was just starting out being a Jedi Padawan when Order 66 hit, and his master sacrificed herself to save Kanan, and then he basically spent like the next like 5-ish years, like this book is kind of 5 to 6 years later, like running from the law and pretending to, and he changed his name, and and he's trying to
What did he
lay
change it
low,
to?
and he's not. Kanan. His actual name is Caleb.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
but
There's some. Okay, sorry, never mind. Go ahead. This
what
person read the
is
Spark Notes version of the Bible or something before they wrote this. I don't know.
Oh, seriously? Okay, well, all right. Anyway, so Kanan, he was a Padawan, then he wasn't, and he was living on his own, like on the run, changed his name, and doing everything in his power to try to not draw attention to himself for years. And then he meets this girl named Hera, who is super hot, and also
Oh, see, I knew that was gonna be it.
yeah, yeah.
He thinks with his penis. That's why he gets caught.
She's super hot, and she's a rebel, like I said. So and they go on this adventure together on this moon. I don't want to give all the plot details because it would just take too long. But they go on this adventure together to save this moon from this evil guy whose name is Count Vidian. And he's great. I'm gonna get back to him in a second. Uh, and so Kanan is spends pretty much the whole novel trying to not be a hero, but also kind of wanting to be a hero. Like he's such a wonderful character because he's so conflicted the entire time. Like he wants to help people because he's a Jedi at heart and he cares about people, but he also is not. He doesn't want to get caught, and he's also bitter and he's mad at the universe because like everybody abandoned him and there's no one around to tell him what to do or to help him make sense of things. So he's just,
This is sounding suspiciously like episode 7.
uh well,
There's a guy who finds a chick who wants to be a rebel, and she's super hot. She's got a boyfriend, a cute boyfriend, and then he's conflicted about being a bad guy and a good guy at the same time who wants to help people but also really doesn't want to get caught by the Empire.
okay. Okay, that's actually fairly true. I guess the only difference is that the whole thing with what's his face with Finn trying to deciding between being a good guy and a bad guy, that wasn't really a main focus of The Force Awakens.
Not really, no, but it was a similarity.
With Kanan, it's not about him trying to be a good guy or bad guy. Like there's no doubt in his mind that he's never a bad guy. For Kanan, it's about whether he should be a hero or whether he should just lay low and run. Because that's what he's been doing for the past like 6 years. He's just been on the run, just trying to get away from everything and just trying to survive. And it's only now that he's starting to step up because he's impressed by this Twi'lek girl and he wants to impress her and
he's thinking with
his penis.
He's going against his usual neutral good alignment. And he's trying to pretend to be lawful good, and he ain't no lawful good.
No, he is though. It's just that he needed some push in the right direction. He needed someone there to remind him.
Actually, no, he's a rebel, so chaotic good. Sorry.
He needed someone to remind him of who he was supposed to be. And this was really one of the best parts of the novel was his characterization and what Hera's presence did for him as a character, and it was really great. I loved that. Anyway, back to Count Vidian. So Count Vidian is this imperial like businessman. Like he's a businessman who like is working for the Empire for now, and he is almost entirely made up of robotic parts because a long time ago he like got this degenerative disease that like ate almost all of his flesh, so like all that was left of him was like he was just like a sack of organs.
Dude, what is it with Star Wars lately and cyborg people?
Yeah, trust me. He's okay. Imagine like a cross between Darth Vader and General Grievous, but
I was waiting for an opportunity to say your lightsabers make an excellent addition to my collection, but I never got that far.
Okay, he is very similar to Count Grievous. The main difference here is that he's not a Jedi. He doesn't use lightsabers in any way. He's obsessed with efficiency, and like all of his upgrades were made so that he could be as efficient as possible.
Oh, so he's a Borg.
Yeah, kinda. He only sleeps like 2 hours a day, and he spends the rest of the day like doing all kinds of shit. And he gets really annoyed with other people whenever like they're like he'll order all these people to do something, and they're just like okay, but we need to sleep, and he's just like, oh fuck, right, and fine, I'll see you in 8 hours, be prepared. Like
be prepared.
And he's kind of like a generic villain in some ways, where he's not like like he's pretty predictable, and he's a good example of just like he's evil because it's obvious that he is evil. But he's not bad, and I kind of like him just because at least he's memorable. Like I kind of like this, I kind of like this idea of this, this cyborg who's obsessed with efficiency, and everything about his cybernetics were all about, being more efficient. Like he has like a made up voice that he designed because he wanted his voice to be as persuasive as possible while also being commanding. uh and like he can amplify it to different degrees to make himself so he can be very quiet, or he can be like screaming at you, but it's all controlled by these internal systems that he can control with his brain. He can also he has his own comlink built into his head, so he can send messages to people whenever he wants. Like he just be walking down the street and he can be talking to people, but no one else can hear it because he's just sending the message without audible. It's really weird, but also kind of cool. I liked him quite a bit, and spoiler alert, because I know you're never gonna fucking read it. He dies, and I was kind of sad because I was just like, I could have used a little bit more of him. He was kind of fun. He was cool. I liked him. I liked Hera. Okay. I was okay with Hera. I loved Kanan. Kanan was fantastic, and the plot itself was actually pretty good. It was a well paced novel. There was a lot of there was good action scenes, but they didn't take too long. Where they bog you down with all of these with mindless action, so you don't even know what the hell's going on anymore. And then there was a lot of good character moments between Hera and Kanan, and a little bit even with Count Vidian, especially near the end. And it was a really good novel. And I might be a little bit biased because I bought this novel at a convention from the author, and he autographed it for me. So
Wow.
so I might be a little bit too positive about it, but hey, I really liked it. I didn't expect that much going in. I was kind of expecting it to just be kind of all right, here we go. It's a prequel novel. It's all about it's all about introducing these characters and setting up for the TV show, and that's it. But I was actually surprised at how much I enjoyed it. It was a really well thought out, well crafted novel. It wasn't overly ambitious. Like it's not something I would ever, say is required reading. But if you watch Star Wars Rebels, which I do recommend, and you like the characters and you want a little bit more backstory on Hera and Kanan and how they met, I recommend it. It's a good novel. It's fun to read. It was I had a hard time putting it down. It was really exciting, and I wanted to know what was going to happen next. So yeah, I'm gonna give this,
Well, that's all you can ask, isn't it?
and I'm gonna give this one an 8 out of 10, because I guess the only thing that's really holding this one back is because it is setting up for a TV show, and because I've already seen the TV show, I know exactly what's going to happen. I know that Kanan and Hera are going to survive. I know that Hera is going to find out that Kanan is a Jedi. Oh, I should mention this very briefly. This I was waiting for this the entire time because I knew she was going to find out eventually because she knows in the TV show. With the scene when he finally reveals it to her, because he had been trying to keep it a secret the entire novel, and then right near the end, they're in this ship and it's crashing and everything is falling apart, and he looks over from across this room, and there's this big metal girder thing about to fall and crash and hit Hera, and there's all this debris in the way so he can't get to her in time. And oh my god, it's just this amazing moment where and he had been avoiding using the force this entire time, and he pushes all of the debris out of the way. He sprints to her faster than any human could possibly sprint, because that's what Jedi can do. They can run faster than people normally can. And then he grabs her and he holds the girder up over his head using the force. And then she just looks at him, and it's suddenly everything falls into place, and she finally gets it, and she's just you're oh. And then he smiles, and he's just keep it a secret, okay? And then she's we should probably go. And then he's oh yeah, we should go. And then they go, and it's this amazing moment where so much.
What, there was no time for a quickie?
No, there was no time for a quickie. God damn it. But it's just an amazing moment where like she had been suspecting that he was more than he seemed the entire time, and suddenly everything fell in place for her, and he was, finally trusted someone to show her, this important part of him that he always kept a secret, and there was no words that needed to be spoken, really. Like everything was communicated through this simple action, and like they didn't need to talk about it. There was nothing to say. They both immediately understood each other and what they needed to do next. And oh god.
Okay, so she didn't actually say Jedi. She's like, "You're and then he was like, "Yeah." Right?
Kinda. Yeah. Yes.
What if she didn't mean Jedi? What if she thought he was a witch?
There are witches in the Star Wars universe, and they can use the Force.
What, like witches? Like he cackling, eat children kind of
not
witches?
Not exactly, but yes, kind of.
Do they use magic?
Yes.
And the Force?
Yes.
As separate entities?
Yes.
So magic exists in Star Wars?
Yes.
So space wizards are actually a term?
They've never said that, but...
But they're real. But they're actually space wizards. Not hyperbolically, there actually are space wizards out there.
Well, they're space witches, more like, because they're all female.
Okay, space witches.
They're all female, so... Yeah.
Okay, but space witches are a thing. So space Hogwarts could be a thing. And there could be the sorting helmet. And the basilisk could be like that worm from the asteroid.
Yes, Steve, yes.
Great.
Get started on that Star Wars fan fiction.
I'll have to change some names, but maybe I can insert myself in the story somewhere.
That's how you
I'll give myself a lightning bolt scar. I'll give it to me by my father's lightsaber.
That's how you do fan fiction. You always insert yourself as the main character who gets all of the babies. All of the babies. All of the babes.
I don't want all the babies.
Well, you can get the babies are an unintended side effect of getting all the
What
babes.
if they're all alien races that don't get preggers from humans?
Oh yeah, they do. Oh yeah, they do. This is fan fiction, Steve. You can make it anything you want.
Okay, then everybody is sterile. Hooray! Consequences free.
All right, well let's move on to WhoDaWin then.
Okay, all right. So I'm assuming you still haven't bothered to put together a list of characters yet.
No, I never did. I did not make a list of. I kind of like picking my characters from the list of topics that we have.
Are you sure that's just because it doesn't have? It requires you to do less work. Are you sure maybe that's not why?
Yeah, that's kind of the.
Okay,
Shut up, Steve.
Why don't you go ahead and pick your character then?
Okay, well then the first one I want to do Kanan from Star Wars, because he's actually one of my favorite Star Wars characters. Like I really like him.
All right, awesome. Well, I got Solid Snake.
Snake. Okay.
All right, and the topic. Oh, we haven't had this one in a while. Most angsty.
Oh, okay. So, Kanan is a former Jedi Padawan who has spent the better part of his life. Well, he spent at least a third of his life, running from the Empire and doing everything he can to not draw attention to himself, because he doesn't want to be executed as a Jedi. That's a lot of angst going on right there. And he's obsessed with his own failures. That's like one of his things that he just always dwells on, is how awful he is and how many times he's fucked up.
Damn, that's pretty angsty.
So I'm thinking that he might be winning this one. Oh, and a small spoiler alert. For Star Wars Rebels, I haven't actually watched it, but I know that this happens. He eventually gets a lightsaber to the face, and now he's blind. So there's a lot of angst going on with this guy.
Yeah, I don't think Solid Snake is particularly angsty. So
no, not really. He's more broody. Like
that's a good word for it.
Like I would never say that like Batman is angsty, but he's definitely broody. And but at the same time, Kanan isn't broody, he's more angsty.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna give it to Kanan. I win!
Hooray! All right.
Because my character is a jackass.
Home team advantage. All right. Pick your next person.
I am going to go with Deadpool.
Oh, all right. I got me.
You got yourself?
Mm-hmm.
All
I
right.
totally forgot I
Well,
put those in there.
well, Deadpool is gonna make all kinds of snarky comments about your glasses, so
Well,
you
Deadpool's
can
trailer was dog
suck that.
shit, so there.
It wasn't dog shit. Fine. It had dog shit elements.
Such a bureaucratic way of putting it. Yes, it was not up to snuff on particular segments. Parts of it were dog shitty. All right, so
Yeah.
this is rough. I got dance off.
Oh, come on. Deadpool dances. He dances often and loudly, doesn't he? I'm pretty sure he does.
You know what the
Deadpool's all
thing
about
is? I
being
think
LOL random.
I think me and Deadpool probably have the same dancing ability. That is to say, none at all.
Okay,
I
okay.
can do the
Well,
Cabbage Patch like nobody's business, and then
okay.
and the monkey, and a few other named moves. But that's about it for me, I think.
Okay, so, but here's the thing about Deadpool. Deadpool is very skilled at combat. And what is combat if not
The
just
Dance of
ultra
Death? No, I
violent?
don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's
so.
just it's just ultra violent dancing.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You're not getting away with that.
Mm, don't you think?
No, I really don't.
Doesn't that kind of count?
No, it doesn't count.
I don't want to get. Come on, Steve. Deadpool. I really don't want to give. I've never seen you dance. You've never struck me as a dancer.
Obviously, they
like
just never played
Deadpool.
my song.
I feel like Deadpool is more of a dancer. Deadpool is more of like this LOL random look at me, I'm so crazy kind of a guy. And
Adam,
that's just not that's
I
less you.
co-host a audio program where I yell about inconsequential bullshit. I am the same thing.
Okay, no, no, Steve, you're not the same thing. It's a
No.
little bit different.
Okay, well, nobody's as Deadpool, but that doesn't make him a good dancer.
But that doesn't make. You are not a good dancer either, Steve.
That remains to be seen.
I can't dispute that, but still, like, come on. Uh,
Well, then the burden of proof falls to you, and since you
okay,
can't prove Deadpool's a good dancer, I guess it's a tie.
yeah, fine. We'll take this one as a tie. Okay, fine. I'll take a tie.
Okay. Alright, just pick your character.
Oh shit! Right. I'm going. I want to say Orisa from Overwatch. Like, I want to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that.
Okay. I got Master Chief.
Ooh.
Alright, and
Okay.
the thing is, better premise for a sitcom.
Ah.
I'm actually going to
Okay.
go with Orisa on this one because the
Yeah.
robot being fixed up by the little girl and getting into shenanigans, not understanding things, Iron Giant style, that would make for a
Uh.
good sitcom. Master Chief
I
has no character at all.
first of all, it wouldn't. It's not Iron Giant style. It's Baymax style because
It is. It is
because the
Baymax style.
story
You're
of
right.
Orisa, and her little child builder person is basically the exact same
Child
thing.
builder person.
It's basically the exact same thing as Big Hero 6. Like, with only a few minor differences because there's no older dead brother.
True.
I mean, seriously. Like, they even, Baymax and Orisa even look the same. And I feel like you could very easily make a sitcom out of Orisa or Baymax or both of them together. Maybe they could be in a relationship. I don't know.
Ooh, that's
Why
progressive.
not? Why not? Let's do it. Anyway,
Meanwhile,
uh,
Master Chief's only characteristic is shooting aliens and sitting in his refrigerator pod.
yeah, he literally doesn't speak.
He speaks. He
He
can.
doesn't. He does.
In
When
cutscenes, sometimes.
he really? I thought he was a silent
No,
protagonist.
he's only silent in gameplay. He can speak.
Oh, that's even stupider. Oh my god.
His name is John.
It's
He has feelings.
okay.
John
Well,
117.
I don't care. Steve, no, there's no way. I win. I've won.
But
I've won
Cortana would
this.
be there, and she's like a character almost.
I really don't think a sitcom with a boring as hell AI and a guy who doesn't speak half of the time would work very
No,
well.
no, it could be like RB and the Chief. Remember that super old ass YouTube series
No, I
from
don't.
what was that, machinima.com? RB and the
I
Chief. You
don't
don't remember
know.
RB and the Chief?
No, I don't remember Arby and the Chief.
Oh,
I
it
don't
was the
even know what you're
best.
talking about.
RB, go Google it.
Steve,
After
I
no. After
win.
this is done, Google RB and the Chief.
Fine.
Just
I will do so.
I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna walk down memory lane.
Oh my god. Okay. We're done. I won
You
twice.
won,
And
and a tie,
so
and a tie.
so you can suck it, Steve.
Okay, that's rude.
Okay.
A little confrontational there, but okay.
May your princess always be in the right castle. May the force be with you. See you, Space Cowboys.